Frank Herbert, Dune, Number 1. Delve into the captivating world of Dune by Frank Herbert, where political intrigue, duty, and visions of the future reign supreme. This summary takes you to the desert planet of Arrakis, where the powerful commodity called melange, or spice, is the object of a bitter rivalry between the noble houses of Atreides and Harkonnen. This engrossing tale unfolds from the perspective of Paul Atreides, a young man caught in the middle of a far-reaching intergalactic conflict, and who might just be the prophesied savior of the universe. Explore themes such as loyalty, environmentalism, and religion as you follow Paul on an epic journey of discovery and enlightenment.
Power shifts and prophecies. In the distant future, humanity has expanded and colonized throughout the galaxy, inhabiting various planets under the leadership of Emperor Shaddam IV. The desert planet Arrakis holds a valuable resource called melange or spice, a rare and powerful substance enhancing mental abilities. The feud between the House of Atreides and the House of Harkonnen takes center stage in this galactic power struggle. As we follow the Atreides family, young Paul comes to understand that his destiny intertwines with power, prophecy, and a fight for control of the valuable spice and its secret power. In the fascinating world of Dune, humanity has advanced technologically and culturally to inhabit diverse planets, ruled under a powerful Emperor Shaddam IV and divided amongst many noble houses. One such planet is Arrakis, a hostile desert with giant sandworms and an indigenous freeman population. Herein lies the real key to power, the melange or spice, which grants powerful mental capabilities. A major shift in power begins when the Emperor transfers control of Arrakis from the House of Harkonnen to the House of Atreides, led by Duke Leto. Despite the Emperor's edict, the Atreides family must navigate the historic rivalry between their house and the Harkonnens in order to secure control over the coveted planet and its valuable resources. Simultaneously, they must acclimate to Arrakis' harsh environment and build a relationship with its people, the Freemen. The story unfolds through the eyes of Paul Atreides, Duke Leto's son and our primary protagonist. 15-year-old Paul is well aware of the significance of the situation and does his best to gather information from those around him, including his mother, Lady Jessica, who is part of an order of powerful witches called the Bene Gesserit. Foreseeing the imminent dangers that may lay ahead, she shares troubling visions of Duke Leto's demise in their fight for control of Arrakis, but also hints at Paul's possible destiny, as the Kwisatz Haderach, a figure prophesied to change the course of the universe. Inheriting his mother's extraordinary mental abilities may bring greatness to Paul, but it could also lead to his demise. Paul's painstaking journey is met with support from Thufir Hawat, Duke Leto's strategist, and Gurney Halleck, his combat instructor. Despite the warnings from Paul's mother, they remain steadfast in their belief that they will be successful in their mission. Meanwhile, amidst the Harkonnens, schemes to dismantle the Atreides family are brewing. Both Baron Harkonnen and the Emperor plot to disrupt the newfound power vested within the House of Atreides. Unbeknownst to Duke Leto, treachery lurks within his own ranks. Dr. Yu, the resident physician, has his loyalties compromised, as the Harkonnens have taken his wife hostage. The future of House Atreides and Arrakis itself hinges on the betrayals, prophecies, and power plays that unfold. Within these opening chapters of Dune, author Frank Herbert expertly presents the intricate narrative and relationships in this complex universe. The development of Arrakis as a compelling and harsh world is expertly detailed, revealing its importance to the larger narrative. Young Paul serves as our eyes in this otherworldly tale, guided by his sense of loyalty and foresight as he discovers his destiny in the midst of a raging fight for power and intrigue. As the story unfolds, readers delve into the fragile ecosystem of Arrakis, the religious beliefs of its diverse inhabitants, and the cutthroat politics that govern the empire. The epic tale of Dune poses questions of loyalty, destiny, and the cost of power, all set within a rich and fully realized universe that captivates the reader's imagination. Turmoil on planet Arrakis. The Atreides family's smooth arrival on Arrakis soon turns sour as treachery and violence erupt, and they learn more about the Freeman people and the fragile environment that both shapes and is shaped by the coveted spice trade. The Atreides family adapts to their new life on the desert planet Arrakis, maneuvering through the treacherous political landscape left behind by the devious Harkonnens. Paul, the son of Duke Leto, narrowly escapes death by a robotic probe, prompting his father to accelerate their plans for securing their place on Arrakis. By forging an alliance with the Freeman leader Stilgar, Duke Leto begins preparing for potential Harkonnen retaliation. Arrakis' harsh realities are further revealed to Paul and his father by Dr. Kynes, the planet's ecologist. He shows them the extraordinary heat and grueling work conditions of the spice mines, and the potential for the planet to become a flourishing paradise were it not for the avarice of the spice merchants. Although skeptical, Kynes grows more receptive to collaborating with the Atreides when Duke Leto saves mine workers from an attack by a giant sandworm, leaving a wealth of valuable spice to perish. In an attempt to woo the influential members of Arrakeen society, the Atreides host an extravagant dinner party. The peace is fleeting, though. The Duke is betrayed by his physician, Dr. Yu, who has been working with the Harkonnens. Paralyzed by a poison dart, the Duke watches as the palace is invaded and the Atreides' forces are ambushed. Dr. Yu delivers the Duke to Baron Harkonnen himself but, feeling remorse, secretly provides the Duke with a tool for one final act of defiance, a false tooth that contains a deadly poison. When the Duke is brought before the gloating Baron, he bites into the tooth, releasing the poison that kills the surrounding Harkonnen forces. Sadly, the primary target, Baron Harkonnen, escapes the fatal attack. In the chaos, Paul and his mother are taken captive by Harkonnen forces and transported to be killed in the desert. Miraculously, they escape but find themselves in dire straits in the unforgiving desert landscape. Luckily, they're found by the Atreides sword master, Duncan Idaho, who was sent by the guilt-ridden Dr. Yu. Thanks to Duncan's aid, they are able to adapt and survive in the harsh environment. As the first section of the novel unfolds, it reveals the intricate aspects of the desert planet Arrakis and its inhabitants, the Freemen. An emerging theme is the relationship between humans and the environment. Through Dr. Kynes, the Atreides learn about the extreme climate, water scarcity, and the dangerous, exploitative spice mining practices on Arrakis. They discover that to endure the severe desert conditions, the Freeman people must wear specialized suits that recycle their body's own fluids. In addition, Kynes reveals the potential for transforming the desert planet into a land of abundance, but this idea conflicts with the ambitions of the profit-driven spice merchants. Their ruthless mining profoundly affects not just the workers, but the planet's delicate ecosystem as well. The Freeman people are portrayed as having a more harmonious relationship with the environment, using their resourcefulness to adapt to the harsh desert conditions. This ingenuity will prove to be a valuable asset as the conflict continues. A reluctant Messiah's rise. As Paul's mental abilities grow, he starts to fulfill the prophecy of the Kwisatz Haderach, a powerful figure destined to change the universe. Despite Paul's reluctance to embrace his destiny, he forms alliances with the Freemen and his powers continue to develop. Throughout the novel, the theme of religion and various prophecies play a critical role in shaping the story, further highlighting Paul's journey towards his prophesied role. During his escape from the Harkonnen, Paul's mental powers expand remarkably, thanks to the natural spice added to his food. His prophetic abilities exceed even those of his Bene Gesserit mother, Lady Jessica. Convinced that her son is the Kwisatz Haderach, an oppressive leader who will change the universe, Jessica supports his journey. However, Paul hesitates to accept this responsibility, as he envisions his rule will demand a holy war, or jihad, between the Atreides, Freemen, and their adversaries. As they come together against the Harkonnen, the bond between the Atreides and Freemen strengthens. Duncan and Kynes save Paul and Jessica, bringing them to the biosphere, an ecological facility that mirrors Earth's ecosystem. The duo learns that Kynes is Leet, the Freemen's secret chief. Paul persuades Kynes to form an alliance by threatening to expose his experimentation to rival houses, further pressuring the Emperor to restore his rule over Arrakis. In exchange, Paul offers to support Kyne's environmental aspirations. However, an enemy assault disrupts their plans. Duncan dies, Kynes is captured and killed, and Paul and Jessica narrowly escape a hazardous sandstorm. Despite the perilous desert conditions, they encounter Freeman Commander Stilgar and his group. The Freemen have utilized spice to bribe the powerful spacing guild that monitors space travel and banking, curbing the influence of the Empire and the Harkonnen. Additionally, they exhibit exceptional battle skills, and they've mastered the art of controlling colossal sandworms. At their concealed mountain cave fortress, Paul validates his competence in a knife duel against Freeman combatant Jamies. He earns their admiration by emerging victorious, and Stilgar awards him the secret title Yusul, meaning base of a pillar. Paul publicly adopts the name Muad'Dib, further captivating Kyne's daughter, Chani. The two become lovers. Religion emerges as a crucial motif in Dune, with each house, tribe, and order bearing intricate beliefs and foretellings. A key prophecy revolves around a messiah figure who will alter the course of the universe. Paul develops into this role throughout the novel, as the Freemen start referring to him as the Mahdi, or the one who will lead us to paradise. His supernatural abilities arise from melding the feminine intuition of the Bene Gesserit with the masculine rationality of a Mentat. Frank Herbert stresses the importance of diverse religious beliefs by incorporating quotes from scriptures throughout the novel. He also leverages a psychic narrative voice that unveils characters' thoughts, similar to a Mentat, a technique that reflects the intricate story and underlying themes within Dune. Triumph in a Desert Empire. 2 years have passed and Paul Atreides emerges as a strategic political leader on Arrakis. He and the Freemen use their knowledge and respect for the desert environment to conquer their enemies, reinstate power over the city, and ensure the survival of their people. Since we last met our hero in the Dune universe, Paul has not only become a strong political figure for the Freeman people but also a religious leader. Paul's entourage now includes an elite guard, known as Fedaykin, and he builds his skills in the art of riding sandworms. Although the younger Freemen push him to challenge Stilgar for ultimate leadership, Paul's loyalty prevails. Instead, they decide to divvy up their roles, making Paul the new Duke Atreides. Paul and Chani now have a son named Leto II, paying tribute to Paul's late father. Meanwhile, Jessica, his mother and the Reverend Mother of the Freemen, gives birth to Alia, a young girl who demonstrates extraordinary intelligence and awareness at merely 2 years old. This is due to a spice ceremony that Jessica partook in while pregnant, which isolates Alia from the rest of the Freeman people. As Duke, Paul rallies the Freemen to reclaim the city of Arrakis while simultaneously facing opposition from the Emperor, the Baron, and their forces. When a sandstorm hits, Paul seizes the opportunity to strike, annihilating the enemy's shield wall using atomic weapons. However, amidst the chaos, news arrives that Paul's son has been killed in a raid on Siege Tabr, while Alia has been captured. Underestimating the power of young Alia, her captors are caught off guard when she fatally stabs Baron Harkonnen with a poisoned needle. Concurrently, Paul leads the Freemen on a majestic attack atop giant sandworms, showcasing their unmatched fighting skills and leading to the defeat of the Harkonnen and Emperor's forces. Paul successfully reclaims the throne of Arrakis. Asserting his power, Paul demands the Emperor's surrender by threatening to obliterate all spice on Arrakis. He also proposes to marry the Emperor's eldest daughter, Princess Irulan, to strengthen his reign. However, he reassures Chani by stating she will remain his true wife as the royal concubine. Paul accepts his destiny as the Kwisatz Haderach but acknowledges that a jihad is looming, and he will play a crucial role in its unfolding. Through Dune's conclusion, the intricacies of the Empire's political landscape are highlighted. The Emperor and Baron's calculated machinations against House Atreides are a testament to their cunning. Yet, their downfall is owed to their dependence on the Space Guild and the spice trade. Paul and the Freemen turn this dependence into an advantage, leading to their ultimate victory. This triumph is also attributable to the Freemen's dedication to virtues, such as loyalty, mental fortitude, and reverence for the environment, in contrast to the vices plaguing their enemies.
In this riveting story, witness as Paul Atreides embraces his true identity as the Kwisatz Haderach while navigating the treacherous landscape of intrigue, deceit, and ambition in the power dynamics of the galaxy. The rich thematic tapestry of a Dune envelopes readers, while reminding us that loyalty, mental discipline, and respect for the environment are the values that ultimately lead to victory in a world driven by greed and power struggles. This summary of Frank Herbert's classic novel promises to leave you pondering the intricate web of politics, prophecy, and the human condition long after you've turned the last page.